Hello, welcome to another episode of Thy Truth. Today I'm going to talk about emotional abuse. I think for the past 3 weeks or thereabout, there's been a lot of press on physical abuse, especially after the popular singer, gospel artist passed on. My last episode was on gaslighting, when a partner gaslights another in a relationship is a form of emotional abuse. So we've been focused a lot on physical abuse, and sometimes I feel like we tend to forget about emotional abuse, and we forget that it's just as bad. I mean, yes, emotional abuse is a bit difficult to identify. I mean, it's more subtle, right? After all, you don't see the bloody nose or the black eyes or broken arms. So we can't really tell that, we're emotionally abused. But a lot of people in emotionally abusive relationship mostly experience it over time. I don't think anyone gets into a relationship thinking, oh yes, this person is an emotional abuser and I'm going to be with them. No, I don't think I will intentionally just see someone, know that they're an emotional abuser and to my own knowledge, and then just jump right in. I feel it's something that you don't notice as such. There might be signs of it, but you just think it's normal, every relationship has, we all have issues. Even healthy relationships go through different issues and situations. Nothing is perfect. There's always going to be wahala, but there's a difference between a healthy relationship with issues and problems and an unhealthy relationship that's just not right for you, that encourages emotional abuse. With emotional abuse, I feel people tend to stay. They stay in an emotional abusive relationship because they've slowly adapted to the situation. They've slowly accepted it. So you get into the relationship, it's not so bad, but slowly over time, you allow a lot of things. You get used to a lot of things. You get used to the abuse. You get used to the insults. You get used to the gaslighting, the stonewalling. So how can you tell, or how do you know that you are in an emotionally abusive relationship? Number one, control. They want to control. They want to make decisions for you. Sometimes it feels subtle, but they undermine your desires, how you feel. They just want to control your day-to-day routine. 2, blame. They blame you for everything. They feel like, they tell you or make you feel like you are always at fault. You're the reason for all their problems, all their wahalas. You're the reason they do what they do. You're the reason probably their business isn't working. You're the reason they're not progressing or moving forward. You're the reason that they lack self-esteem, or you're the reason that things happen to them the way it happens to them. They make you feel responsible for every single thing that happens. We call it the blame game, right? So they blame you for everything. A lot of people in that situation, in an abusive relationship, start to believe these blames, and they start to feel like, yes, they accept the blame, they accept that it's their fault. They feel responsible for what's going on. Somehow, for that reason, they stay, because they think that they caused the problem. It's all about, to mind things, a mind game. And then comes, which is number 3, blackmail. They, after blaming you and making you feel, take responsibility for their actions or inactions, they make remarks that are, threatening or intimidating. It's another way they back you into a corner. This way, you're not going anywhere. Number 4, always having heated conversations, yelling on top of their voices. Normal relationships, right? You would have disagreements. But when disagreements always lead to screaming and shouting, only the loudest is heard, then that's pretty much an unhealthy situation. And then number 5, stonewalling. They just shut down. They shut down every time you try to talk about your feelings or how their actions are affecting the relationship and your feelings. They just refuse to talk about the issues that matter to you, especially when it concerns your feelings. Number 6, gaslighting. I talked about those before. They just make you doubt yourself. They make you doubt your sanity. That's another form of emotional abuse. Another is, number 7, is they cause you to feel isolated. They convince you that no one cares about you. They make you feel like your family, your friends, they don't really care about you. They care more, they care most about you, and at the end of the day, making you feel like an island. Before I get to number 8, so that's how you know that you are in an emotional abusive relationship. So number 8, they don't listen or respect you. They respond to your needs or to your feelings with arrogance, with disgust, with sarcasm. The list goes on. Every relationship has its wahala. There is no perfect relationship, but there is healthy and unhealthy relationships. And I just shared with you some things that you can experience in a relationship that should not be considered healthy. When your partner keeps blaming you, yelling, gaslighting, stonewalling, isolates you, has no respect for your feelings, doesn't listen to you, blames you, makes you feel less. That's not a healthy relationship. You shouldn't be in a relationship where one person is trying to control the other. One person is trying to control the narrative of everything. Is trying to make the other person, feel like they're nothing. It's abusive. No matter how you paint it, people would come up with, oh, the woman should be submissive and should attend to the man's needs and so on. Nothing about a relationship like this, nothing about this points to a healthy relationship. When you find yourself in the sort of emotionally abusive relationship, it is very hard to walk away. And those emotionally abused often blame themselves. It makes it even harder because over the years or months or whatever time you've been with this person, they've created a pattern and they've made you feel like that is normal and it's okay how they treat you, and you've accepted it. It's time to stop blaming yourself. I wish I could help everyone going through one form of sort of emotional abusive relationship, whether it's from a woman's side or a man's side or whoever is going through an emotional abusive relationship. All I can say is try to stop blaming yourself. That's the first thing. It's time to stop blaming yourself. Claim your self-worth. Don't dwell on it, no matter how traumatic it's been. Everyone's case or situation is unique or different in some ways, but you can get through it. And for those who know someone going through an emotional abusive relationship, you can help them. I'm not saying drag them from the situation or force them out of that situation, but you can help them by allowing them witness the truth. Let them understand what they're going through and make that decision themselves. Especially when it comes to an emotional abusive relationship. When it comes to the physical abuse, I'm a little bit more, get in there, get out, body hand. But with emotional abuse, it's some are unique in their own way. So you want to make them realize it somehow. You just push, like a nudge, give them a nudge. Most times it's better that they make the decisions themselves. Just be there for them. Let them have someone to talk to, and hopefully it goes well. Thank you for listening. meet you again at another episode of Thy Truth. Finding Your Truth with Efemena.